I'm starting to get concerned that the space deniers are starting to get some traction. At this rate, I'm going to need an entire new day to talk about these anti-space conspiracy people. But for now, we'll keep it in Tinfoil Tuesday. And today, Spacebusters are back. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, SciManDan. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, today the channel Spacebusters will once again grace our screens as they have more questions for NASA fanboys. Is this really the channel that makes you think for yourselves, or are they talking a load of old cobblers? Let's find out.
Now on BBC One, Space Hair and Gravy Tea.
Space, hair and gravy tea indeed. Space, hair and gravy tea. Really? Hairspray is all we need. Seriously? To make fanboys believe.
Hey, that was me. He thinks I'm a fanboy. Well done, Sherlock.
Hairspray, an enchanting thing. Allegedly, the moon's gravity can lift the ocean tides nearly 2 meters up from 280,000 miles away.
Oh, come on. Are we really at the point where we have to explain that waves and tides are two different things? The tides are indeed caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. Waves, whilst influenced by the tides, are mainly caused by the wind and the breaking of waves by the nature of the shore below. Once again, arguing against something that they don't truly understand.
But stand 5 feet away from the surface of the 4 times larger Earth with a little spray of polyvinyl pyrrolidone vegetable gum in your hair, and it wondrously stops this indomitable force from dragging your hair straight down, as our lovely model is demonstrating.
As I've mentioned before, gravity is an incredibly weak force. Pound for pound, it is the weakest force of all of the 4 fundamental forces. It's really not that hard to fight it, and when it comes to oceans, there's nothing fighting gravity, so why wouldn't they be influenced by it?
The proponents of density and buoyancy would point out that hair is denser than its surrounding medium of air, and therefore falls until it meets a force strong enough to counteract that fall, like the hair roots firmly attached to your scalp, or by putting a medium much denser than the hair below it to stop its descent towards a medium of equilibrium. For example, hair below it coated in much denser vegetable gum. Or gravy tea, whichever makes more sense to you.
What's your point? Hairspray and gel keep your hair up. Gravitational pull depends on the mass of both objects involved, and your hair has got very little mass, doesn't it? So why wouldn't gel and hairspray hold it up?
Now let's go to that magical place called space.
Oh, not this again.
NASA needs you to believe.
Fanboy proponents of gravity assert that gravy tea is a force, and therefore the reason astronauts and all of their equipment always floats around is because there is obviously no gravity in space.
Our survey said...
No, us fanboys will never say that. Because there is gravity in space. In fact, the astronauts on the ISS experience about 90% of the gravitational force that we experience here on the surface. The reason they float around is because they are falling around Earth along with the space station and everything in it. Their orbital speed means they don't fall to Earth though. They keep missing all the time, hence they're in orbit.
Which is also why everything is always secured to the walls in the ISS. This seems logical and reasonable. In gravity, this is what happens when you drop the mic. In zero gravity, the mic will stay still unless the astronaut exerts force upon it to push it in the direction he wants it to go.
Yes, because it's falling, with the space station and the astronaut.
It will keep travelling in that direction until a counterforce impedes its movement, like a wall or another astronaut's hand. Astronaut hair is the only substance in the universe that defies these fixed and indisputable laws of physics. Without fail, whichever direction you send astronaut hair flying, it immediately snaps straight back and falls straight down.
Well, no, it looks like how it would if you were falling. With no air resistance, of course.
Even with short hair, once again, zero gravity, gravity.
What? She's moving her head around, come on.
Some space hair even defies the laws of inertia and gravity. Watch how this hair is always fixed in one position. There is only one explanation, and that is, it has purposely been styled that way.
So different people don't have different hair types then? Apparently, and I had to look this one up, there are 4 different hair types, each with different properties and each acting differently in the conditions of the ISS.
This is glue. Strong stuff.
When in fact, here's how hair should behave in 0G.
Well, no, that's how it behaves underwater.
The freely moving necklace proves her hair has been fixed in place.
So how in the blue blazes is the necklace moving then? Let me guess. Magic necklace gel? Quite unbelievably, ignoring the obvious to make his point. Take a look at this clip. How do you explain the iPad? How do you explain it moving like this?
Front area, and that module right there, that's what we're in right now. As you can see, it's
I'll wait for your answer on that one.
So why spend hours purposely spraying your hair with gum instead of tying it down? There is only one reason: to make monkeys believe in this nonsense.
I'm not sure what the benefit is of fooling the entire monkey community, but I'll take your word for it on that one.
If you still believe in this bullshit, you deserve to lose every tax dollar these lying fraudsters extort from you.
Well, I'm in the excellent position of being able to appreciate NASA without having to contribute. As do you, if I get your accent right.
Space, hair, and gravy tea. Indeed. Space, hair, and gravy tea. Really? Hairspray is all we need. Seriously? To make fanboys believe.
It really is desperate times for the space deniers. Hairspray and silly songs. Well, that brings today's Tinfoil Tuesday to another satisfying close. Thank you very much for joining me. I do enjoy taking on the Spacebusters, it's almost too easy. Please do subscribe if you want to see more. Have yourselves a great week. I have, as ever, been SciManDan, and I'll see you all on Friday for some more Flat Earth Friday fun. See you then.